Welcome into Celtics post-game line presented by New England Ford Dealers and Ford Trucks. Scal, Kendrick Perkins, Amina Smith here with you. The Celtics with a dominant win over the Grizzlies, 139-110. And if you guys could see how Scal just raced into the studio because he's so anxious to talk about this game. I'll start with you. Big takeaway.
No, man, my big takeaway is Jason Tatum should be first team. Perk, you need to get out that whiteout. And you need to get that permanent marker and put J. Tatum for your last vote for your first team. Big Perk.
Hey, Scal, listen. Once you press the submit button, it's nothing I can do.
No going back.
Well, it was a deadline.
You should have waited till that last game.
Should have waited. You didn't need to see more from Jason Tatum. I don't think you need to see any more.
No, I don't need to, but clearly our guy does.
Perk needed to see a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Kevin Durant is on my this tell you how good the league is, right? Okay. Kevin Durant is on my second team along with Jason Tatum. I don't think it's disrespectful.
No, look, Scal is the one giving you the third degree. I have no problem with it. Scal came in here hot. He was ready to go head-to-head with you.
Kevin Durant played 51 games, 52 games. Like, what, you going to play half a season? How you
Scal, you can't control if you get hurt and you got to sit out for a little bit. It's whatever.
Look,
why not give it to Kawhi Leonard?
Look, I'll let y'all go back and forth about this another time. But Perk, after this win, your big takeaway from watching this Celtics team?
You know what? The Celtics are not satisfied. They were the best version of themselves tonight on both ends of the floor. And then, when I'm looking at the way that they were playing offensively, sharing the ball, movement, it was so beautiful to watch because it was agenda-free. And you could tell, like, they all on one accord and they all have one mission on their mind. Now, I'm just glad the regular season over with for we can get to the real stuff. You know what I mean? This is where role players make their money. All right, role players don't make money in the offseason. Role players make money in the playoff time.
Yeah, regular season is over. It's time to get into the playoffs. All right, let's send it out to Abby Chin right now, though, who's with Marcus Smart after the game.
Marcus, a lot of talk coming into this game about jockeying, playoff position. You guys came in, played it straight, and took care of business. Why was that important to do?
We just want to continue good habits. We don't want to come in and start trying to control things we can't control with variables that we can't control. So we just want to come in and keep doing what we've been doing and keep the rhythm alive.
This win secures the 2 seed in the East. First of all, could you have imagined that some 3 months ago, mid-January?
The way we've been playing, no. At that time, no, we couldn't have. But, that's the beauty of it. We stuck with it. We persevered through adversity. Everybody jumped on board. Everybody had each other back, and everybody continued to work. And we're here now. So, anything is literally possible, and we proved that.
It means you still don't know who you're going to face in the first round. It's between the Nets and the Cavs in that play-in game. Do you have a preference?
No, we don't. I mean, like I said, everybody's good. Everybody's trying to get one goal, and you're going to have to play somebody sooner or later, so you might as well get it ready and get it out the way.
And clearly you guys having some fun. What is it like seeing the reserves get a chance to go out there and play that way?
It's amazing, man. Those guys come in and they work hard day in, day out, not knowing whether they're going to play a little bit. And they're always ready. They come off the bench and they knock down shots, and that's what you got to ask for. That's what their job. We ask a lot for them. So when they get this opportunity, we got to give everything we have for them.
Marcus, thank you. Congrats.
The theme is control what you can control. You see the Celtics, they clinched at 2 seed, and you see the Bucks at 3. The Heat still up at number 1. Bulls at 6, and the Nets and the Cavs, they will play each other in the play-in, and that's where we figure out who the Celtics will face in the first round of the playoffs. We talked about this in the pregame show, Scal, right? And I heard you on the broadcast cheering for the Cavaliers to win that game. But when you take a look at where the Celtics are right now, whether they play the Cavs or, the Brooklyn Nets, what are you expecting in this first round?
Well, Amina, it's a big difference.
It is a big difference. I will say that. It's a big difference. But, in terms of, if I'm thinking that the Brooklyn Nets, they'll come out of that play-in tournament and play the Celtics, how are you expecting that to unfold?
Let's just, for the sake of this show, and we have Mr. Kevin Durant over there, let's just say, we're going to say Brooklyn, right? So what I'm expecting is a lot of fireworks, and I'm expecting Kevin Durant to be ultra special. But I'm also expecting Jason Tatum to close that gap a little bit. I think Kevin Durant's the best player in the world. I think that he could do anything at any time. He could score 50, he could score 60. I think those things. But I'm also interested in Jason Tatum becoming a top 5 player and closing the gap, because I do believe to win championships, you got to have one top 5 player on your team, and then you got to have another guy that's in like the 10 to 15 range. And I think Tatum is in that conversation. This would go a long ways against a head-to-head matchup against a Kevin Durant, to put him in that category where everyone, not just us or even Kendrick Perkins, who watches every night, everyone in the NBA would say, let's just ink Jason Tatum in as a top 5 guy.
You know what? I can't disagree with you, Scal, but look, let me say this real quick. When it comes down to potentially the Celtics and the Nets in the first round series, you know who I'm looking at? I think Jason Tatum is ready for the moment. He's been showing us that for the last 3 months. I'm looking at Kyrie Irving and Jaylen Brown, right? Because I feel like when you go against the Brooklyn Nets, you need that other star in Jaylen Brown to step up to cancel out Kyrie Irving. Because here's the fact of the matter, right? These two are, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, are most skilled guys to ever touch the basketball offensively. And they have nights where both of them could go for a 40-piece. But with that being said, they have lost those games where both of those guys has had terrific games because of their defense and because that second star stepped up to. Not only is this important for Jason Tatum to match Kevin Durant energy, but it's also very, very important for Jaylen Brown to match Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie coming back to Boston, give me front row tickets. I need to hear it.
Yeah, I expect it to be crazy inside of TD Garden. I expect it to be crazy inside of TD Garden with Kyrie Irving coming back and Kevin Durant, his Brooklyn Nets team.
Can we take this show to the Garden?
Look. I mean, you gotta let us know.
I got
Come
the
on,
juice.
you got the juice.
If Perk can make that trip, if Perk can come in with his Hollywood glasses on,
all black. We gotta have the whole Rick Ross thing going on. Okay, I need gold chains, black turtleneck.
It was like a Jerry curl beard. It wasn't Jerry curl, but it was shiny, like he oiled it up. If you come in with that oiled up beard, then we can take this show on the road.
I can't. I can't.
It's not Jerry curl like Soul Glow, but it was shiny.
A little bit of like shea moisture and cocoa butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Coconut oil inside the beard. I get it.
It was shiny. It wasn't like
shiny.
Yeah, it was shiny.
Real quickly though, Scal, just how much has your confidence grown in this Celtics team as they head into the first round of the playoffs?
A lot. And I do think that Ben Simmons, if he was healthy, and like the whole trade went down, and what I know of Ben Simmons with this team, it would be a different team. I think the Brooklyn Nets would be a different team with him. But going into this series, obviously you guys know where I stand with Kevin Durant, but I think the Celtics have a better basketball team. I think they're better defensively. I think the Nets don't have enough guys to guard the Celtics. So I like the Celtics taking care of business, but there's always the one factor, Kevin Durant. To beat him, you don't just limp into a win. It ain't going to be like what we saw last year, Brooklyn playing the Celtics. It is like you have to take it from him every possession, defensively, offensively. He is a factor on that floor every time he's out there. A factor. Kevin Durant is the factor for the Brooklyn Nets. The factor for the Brooklyn Nets. Scal, who are you giving a Tommy Award to tonight? Oh, yeah, you know what this means, right? You love this. Hey, Perk, you've called it. Go ahead. Can we get the music? Come on. Here we go. Perk, you called this man from day one. Your guy. From day one, Peyton Pritchard came in with that swag, knocked down some shots, and you better play that off. Here it is right here. Going strong. Gotta get the offensive rebound. He almost slapped the glass like Perk used to do in high school, slapping that glass like that. So Peyton Pritchard throwing the lob to Luke Cornett. He was a baller today. And y'all know I love Peyton Pritchard. And he's going to win the Tommy Award today. I'm surprised you haven't given him more Tommy Awards this season. I expected him to be at the top of the board for you. That first half of the season was kind of shaky. You're right. That's true. That's true. Right. 7 Tommy Awards so far even out this season. Look, I'm just saying. If he would have been out there, maybe. I mean, he's your guy. I thought he'd give him a little bit more. But 7 is enough for this season. All right, thanks so much, Scott. We've got more coming up on the other side of the break, guys. Stay with us.